All right, I'd like to show you what is expected of you for your first homework lesson. So this is lesson 1A. You should have the paper next to you. And this is different in that you don't need to be taking notes in your math notebook, and you don't have to write down the I can statement. I just want to show you what to expect. So let's get started. In order to complete this assignment, you're going to have to understand or have a review of place value from 3rd and 4th grade. So I've provided this chart for you, and I want you to know that you can always go back to this video and look at this chart whenever you're having place value trouble on homework. So notice a couple things. It's a number that starts in the millions and goes down into the decimals, into the thousands place. So here's your decimal point. Here we have ones, tens, hundreds. Then we go into the thousands family, but that same pattern remains: 1, 10, 100. It's just that you're going to end with the word thousands, and then we go into the millions, and that pattern would continue: 1, 10, 100 million, 1, 10, 100 trillion, and so on. On the decimal side, we don't have any ones. We have tenths, and notice these end with a THS. We have tenths, hundredths, thousands. So when we say this number at the top, we would say 8,542,617 and 39 thousandths. So wherever the number ends on the right-hand side, that's the number we put on the end. And if you forget how to read that number, it's written for you down here at the bottom. So let's take a look at your first problem. The directions say always show your work. So that's not always necessary. For example, on numbers 1 and 2 and 3, you're just writing an answer. You don't have any work to show. But later on, you're going to notice that there is a section at the bottom where you have some boxes where you can show your work. Those boxes are there to keep your numbers lined up for you. If you don't like working with those boxes, then you can get a piece of lined paper and staple that on the back. So let's look at problem number 1. It's saying that you have a number here, and it's asking for the digit in the hundreds place. So remember, you've got the place value chart if you need to go back and take a look at it. Hundreds. If I start at my decimal, I have 1, tens, hundreds. So the digit in the hundreds place would be a 3. So if we go back to the place value chart, we have tenths to the right of the decimal. So in this instance, if we go 1 digit to the right of the decimal, you got it, you would write the number 1 right here. I'm going to let you do letter C on your own. Look at problem number 2. It says to write a 4-digit number. I always suggest that you put blank spaces for however many digits you're being asked. And then read the whole problem. Now it's not, you can read it on your paper. I don't have it on your screen here. But there are no numbers that end with a THS, so we know we're not going to need a decimal in this answer. So I'm going to just get you started. We need a 4 in the hundreds place. Again, go back and look at the place value chart if you need it, but you should know that this is ones, tens, hundreds. So if I put a 4 in the hundreds place, it's going to go right there. So your job is to finish it, put a 7 in the ones place, and so on. Okay, when you're ready, look at number 3. We have to write the following numbers in standard notation. So if you look at letter A, 317 and 5/10, if we remember that the word and means a decimal, then 317 and 5/10 in standard notation, that means your everyday number would look like this. 317, and 5/10. All right, now look at number 4. We have to put these numbers in order from least to greatest. What I always suggest is that you write them on top of each other, stack them. So we've got 3.1, 3.01, and so on. Notice that when I stack them, I line up the decimal so that I can see I've got 3's in the ones place. I can see my tenths place. Now my hundredths place has some empty spots. I can fill those in with zeros, and it does not change the value of the number. If you think of this as money, I started with $3 and I still have $3. So now, if you look at this as money, it's a little bit easier to put them in order from least to greatest. We've got $3.10, $3.01, $3.11, $3. So which one of those is the smallest amount? You're going to put that number first, least to greatest. So $3 would be the smallest amount. So start with that, write a comma, and then put your next smallest, and so on. For section 5, like I said earlier, you've got an area here where you can show your work, or you can show your work on lined paper and staple it on. Now let's go to the back side of your paper. There's some subtraction problems at the top. You should know how to do those, and you've got that area to show your work. So let's look at number 7. You've got a pretty big number here. Here's your decimal. So you're going to write the place value for the given digit. Your given digit is 4. So let's find the 4. There it is. So if I start at my decimal, here's my ones, and then I have my tens. So we would say that the 4 is in the tens place. Jump over to letter E. We're going to find the number 9. Okay, there it is. So when I look at my decimal point, if you have to, go back to the place value chart, but I happen to know that this is tenths, hundredths, thousandths. The 9 is in the thousandths place. So you're going to be writing the place value word for number 7. All right, so your job is to finish this. It is due on Wednesday. You will always get your homework on Friday. It will be due the following Wednesday. So if you do just a little bit each night, it won't be so overwhelming. If you have any questions at all, be sure to let me know.